Hello and welcome to Eco on Air at Ecobuild 2017. I'm here with Nathan Baker, who is the Director of Engineering Knowledge at the Institution of Civil Engineers. Hi Nathan, thanks for joining us today. So what is the relationship of energy and water in sustainable infrastructure?
It's a really interesting nexus. We've got a place where one of the biggest users of energy in the UK is the water industry. In your home, it's one of the largest users of energy itself.
Yeah.
We've then got a piece where the infrastructure around water is not as resilient as it could be. All we need is one drought, and we may have a whole raft of issues that we can't necessarily deal with. And the water industry is working really hard to deal with that. Part of the solution for them is managing their energy consumption and encouraging us as consumers to manage our energy consumption better.
Yeah.
The average home wastes 400 litres a day of water through leaking taps and loos and all this kind of activity.
Yes.
Just by dealing with that, clearly there's a water benefit, but there's also a huge energy benefit, because the amount of energy required to make that water potable and usable is really high. So it's an unbelievably important piece to get our infrastructure more ready, more resilient and sustainable to deliver a decarbonised future, and to very much deliver energy and water as we need it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And how do you think the Internet of Things will impact on the construction industry?
Oh, enormous. The impact we don't really fully understand.
Yeah.
There was a report of the last month from McKinsey that shows that construction is one of the less engaged, I think would be the way to put it, around digital. We're near the bottom of the list, if not the bottom.
Oh, wow.
But when you look at all of the infrastructure that's around us, to have it smart, to have it capable of telling us how it's performing, when it needs maintaining, how it's operating, what we need to do to engage with it, how to be able to turn appliances on and off in our homes and in our offices, to enable that content, to get that data that gives us the opportunity to manage our infrastructure better, to manage the resources we need to deliver society as we see it, is fundamental to construction.
Okay, and why do you think the construction industry is slower to pick it up?
I think a lot of what we do is quite long term. We have to put a lot of resilience in place in terms of safety. We have to put a lot of components in that we've engineered to a certain standard. All this is all good stuff. I think the real issue that we've got as a sector to be able to now focus on is how do we innovate more intelligently? How do we integrate our supply chains better? How do we contract more efficiently and effectively? Ultimately, the sector doesn't make a big margin. Big contractors are making 1 to 3% profit. It's not a lot. And that small margin will result in people not being able to take the innovative risk that they've taken in that other industries take. So it'd be really useful for us to be able to look at how, as a holistic organism in many ways, as a genuine, diverse economy, we deliver the effect that we need to deliver.
Okay, thank you. And how do you think ICE's relationship with manufacturers should be developing?
I think there's a really interesting piece across the whole supply chain with the ICE. For me, what I see with manufacturing, contractors, clients and consultants is trying to bring everything together. The ICE's purpose is to help people share knowledge, to facilitate a network that means that innovation that's occurring in the manufacturing sector, in the supply chain, is being made aware of elsewhere in the network, so that big clients can leverage the great stuff that's being done elsewhere in the supply chain and bring it to life.
Okay, yes. Okay, well thank you very much for your time today.